What's up, old school metal vinyl fanboys? Welcome back to the channel. 3 months after our last episode, some of you asked me, is this channel still active? Are you still alive? Answer, yes, I'm still alive. But the channel being active? Oh, that's a good question actually. I don't know myself, because the point is my interest in metal is basically declining, fading. I'm just not listening to that much metal anymore, and as such I'm only updating this channel whenever I have some stuff to sell, or as in the case being when some items actually left my house. But there's also a huge but. There's another reason as to which this channel can't possibly be dead yet, and that's because I want to get the black metal pulses all riled up by showing them my brand new nails. Look at them. Look at what work of beauty the professional nail artist from Budapest that took care of it did. Like, look at the artwork. Absolutely terrific job. Wanted to show them because for some reason, like in some of the previous episodes, a couple of guys came up with this, really ridiculous comments, getting all offended or just calling me some of them even called me the F word over the length of my nails. I mean, are you guys nuts or what? I mean, are you really spending your the little time you have on this planet to comment on some perfect strangers' nail length on the internet? So I wanted to reassure them, yes, my nails are growing. They're just, I would say, like, I don't know, a couple of centimeters long. I want to grow them as long as Herzog's Nosferatu. That's the ideal length, which means I still need at least 3 or 4 centimeters more, maybe even less than that. But yeah, they're growing incredibly healthy. I'm really glad that it got all this kind of attentions. They got all this kind of attentions. I'm so flattered, really. And as long as I can piss people off by showing them off, look at them again, please. Look at them again. Let me know down in the comments how big of an F I am. As long as there is an interest in my nails, this channel will stay alive. So with that out of the way, 2 EPs left in my collection. Beherit split 7-inch EP with Death Yell from 1991, your release, Turbo Music, the label behind it. I had the chance to discuss this label in the past, so I won't I will try not to repeat myself too much. Typical childish Moyen artwork. The Beherit song is actually Werewolf, Semen and Blood. Speaking of incredibly mature song titles, which I believe was re-released in a couple of compilations. It certainly was. And then you have Death Yell, which was a fairly forgettable and mediocre thrash metal band from Chile, thrash slash death metal, whatever, from Chile. I mean, it's I don't want to sound too negative towards the guys. Of course, 1991, what do you expect? But I really don't understand the people that in the year of the Lord 2025 still listen to this stuff. I mean, why? Why would anyone in his right state of mind decide to listen to Death Yell over stuff like, I don't know, Slayer or Destruction or The Last Sodom or whatever? I mean, it's just not, it's so primitive, it's so, cheap. Like, I really can't picture, that guys coming back from work, at 5 p.m. and going like, yeah, I really need to listen to this Death Yell compilation album from 1991. I mean, it's why would you do that? I mean, it's okay, whatever, rocks your boat, guys, but really, I mean, the fact that the people still give so much importance to bands that are absolutely forgettable like this is kind of like astonishing, to say the least. Diabolicum split with Wattain. This one came out exactly 10 years later in 2001. Wattain had just released their first LP, Rabbit Death's Curse, 1 year earlier. They also had released the previous 7-inch EP. This one is limited to, again, 300 copies, just like the first Wattain EP. It's copy number 94. Musically speaking, I gotta say, very solid one. I mean, if you're into this kind of music, nothing wrong to say about this. Wattain comes up with a My Fists Are Him song, very, very cool one. Diabolicum, Wartide, All Out Genocide. This song was also part of the second album they released, Dark Blood Rising. I think that was the title, which I still own on vinyl and which I'm planning on keeping actually, because it's a kind of black metal which doesn't get on my nerves too much. Of course, I'm not a fan of the guy's political views, but I do endorse their raw mixture of black metal and industrial sound with this, very hard pushing drum machine. Absolutely a fan of this kind of stuff. Yeah, political views, they are what they are. I mean, black metal people, they don't necessarily have a brain. If they had a brain, they would not be black metal people. Also, kind of funny to say that this manifest in which they included, like, this is actually Xerox, the piece of sheet which includes the lyrics to the first to the songs included in the EP, and then there's this ridiculous, absolutely, like, oh my goodness, I was like laughing my ass off when I read this manifest thing, which I believe was written by the guys from Diabolicum. Of course, this was a product of its time from like 25 years ago. It was kind of common to come up with these, declarations of war against humanity and this big misanthropic son of Satan, whatever kind of stuff. Which, I mean, in perspective, I don't know how the guys look upon it these days, if they grew a brain or not. But like, if you're, in my humble opinion, if you're like 1 year older than say 19, best case scenario, and you're still like taking this stuff seriously, I mean, uh, go get a therapist, guys, because like there's no way you can possibly take this stuff seriously. I mean, this is stuff that, like, it's okay to be appreciated when you're like, I don't know, a teenager or something and easily impressionable, whatever. But the fact that, grown ass adults might still enjoy this kind of very, very stupid lifestyle, I mean, that really kind of like boggles me, to say the least. But whatever, I mean, musically speaking, both legendary EPs, which certainly made black metal history in terms of importance. Last but not least, Beherit, Drawing Down the Moon. Now, this LP is still up for grabs. I haven't sold it yet. I was expecting it to sell like pancakes, but it did not somehow. I was asking for like, I don't remember, the original price was like 600, 700 euro, which I believe was the price it usually went for, according to PopPsych and eBay, Discogs, whatever. But somehow my copy just isn't selling. So if you have any kind of offer at this point, just feel free to get in touch. Let me know what you want, what are you offering, what kind of like reasonable offer you can come up with, and I will consider it. It's a perfectly mint copy, near mint, I would say, copy. But yeah, I mean, it really looks like it was pressed yesterday. The vinyl itself has been played very carefully over the years. Unfortunately, it doesn't include the lyrics sheet, but as you can tell, it's in perfect conditions. So yeah, if you want to own a copy of the original masterpiece, this is hands down the best thing Beherit ever put out. Just feel free to get in touch, let me know your own offer. I need to get this stuff out of my way as soon as possible. As I mentioned in the previous episodes, I'm really done with black metal. Really can't stand the physical presence of these records in my flat annoys me. Also, I'm about to relocate to another country, and there's no way I'm about to move 3,000 records, so I need to sell as much stuff as possible. So yeah, feel free to get in touch as usual, oldschoolmetalvinyl@yahoo.com. And just like that, till the next time, keep it loud and heavy.